Hey guys, it is Dan Reviews It. Welcome to another actor overview. Merlin, special guest.
Greetings.
We did this before with Michael Keaton.
We did.
And so we're going to pick an actor or actress every single month. Keaton was just kind of plucked because we both like him.
Yeah.
Both find him underrated.
Needs more love.
But you came up with the idea for sure to try and tie it in with something.
Yeah.
And obviously we've got the brand new Mission Impossible out. So we thought,
Cruise.
let's do Cruise. We're both Cruise fans, especially lately, with a lot of his action stuff, which we'll get at, like Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
A lot of that stuff we really enjoy. And I think The Mummy was, a bit underrated.
I actually
I liked it.
Didn't see that, but I know a lot of people weren't happy with it.
Yeah, I was not one of them. I liked it.
Wasn't Mission Impossible with the Mummy, though?
Well, a lot of what he does now is
we'll get to
cruisy.
Yeah.
As they say. But so what we're going to do is, much like with Keaton, we're going to go over chronologically his entire filmography.
Okay.
We'll just kind of briefly talk about some of them. Some of them we'll talk about a little more than others, I think. And I'm sure there's a handful that neither of us have even seen.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of them.
And then we'll get to our top five, and then make a definitive top five Cruise characters, performances, whatever. List.
Yeah. It's tough, actually.
Yeah, and listen, love him or hate him as a person, which many do.
Yeah.
And I'm not much of a fan of him as a person, but he is a great actor.
He's pretty good.
And I really, he gives it his all. The guy does his own stunts.
That alone,
you can't say anything about that.
I have to give him some kudos. Like, say what you want about the guy, most people wouldn't go to the lengths he does to bring the magic to life.
He puts it on the line. And especially in the Mission Impossible movie specifically.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
So we'll get to it. But let's start with some of the early ones. He had a brief part in the original Endless Love, which I never saw, but we saw the second one.
The remake, which was kind of bad,
it was
right?
Pretty bad, yeah.
Was Robert Patrick or somebody in that?
It was Robert Patrick, and I forget who the woman was.
But yeah...
It wasn't good.
It was bad.
And I've never seen the original, but he just has a bit role. Taps was his first... starring role
in something.
He's I think in the first 4 or 5 Build People
co-starred. Yeah.
Co-starred. I've never seen that.
I saw it briefly a long time ago. It's kind of an interesting movie, but I don't think his part is really big in it.
Okay. Yeah, like he's not. It's not. They put him on the cover of the DVD now,
but back then he was a nobody. Back then,
yeah. So now The Outsiders is the first one I've really seen.
Okay.
I've seen that a couple of times.
Really?
It's first of all the book is incredible. It's one of my favorite books.
I know the book.
And the movie is great. And again, he was not even one of the top stars. I mean, you had Rob Lowe was up there. What's the kid? C. Thomas Howell was huge on that movie. With Estevez, I guess.
Emilio?
Yeah, wasn't he The Outsiders?
I don't know. I've actually never seen The Outsiders.
Is that right?
No, I didn't.
Oh, Matt Dillon. That's who I'm thinking of. But yeah,
Rob
Lowe, Patrick Swayze. Oh, Estevez is in it. Yep. Estevez, Ralph Macchio. So I mean, but Cruz is like 5th down there again. So not a huge role, but a good movie. Losing It is his first bid at like the dirty comedy. It's him and Shelley Long. I've never actually seen it, but
now we get.
Then we get to one that I've seen for the first time this week.
Okay.
In preparation for this podcast, I've seen 4 movies this week that I've never seen before.
I recommended a few.
Yes.
At least talk about it.
Yes, and this was one of them. Risky Business.
This was the movie that like launched him as a star.
Yeah.
This is the first major Tom Cruise movie.
Yeah.
So
here's one we'll talk about.
I mean, I could tell you right now, it's been a while since I've seen it. But I always thought it was a really interesting movie.
Well, it is because it's not only
not straight comedy.
An R-rated sex romp, but it's not in the vein of like a Porky's or an Animal House. It's more of a satire on 80s conventions and with all the prostitutes and all that. It's like
it's kind of it's kind of poking fun at it. I remember it actually being kind of a oddly thoughtful movie.
It is.
Like, it's kind of serious.
It's well written.
It's a very believable kind of story. You got the rich kid really anxious about starting his future, has that weekend to himself, and then got to call up the call girl, and then develops feelings for her, and then hijinks ensue, getting more involved in her world.
Rebecca De Mornay, beautiful.
Yeah,
beautiful woman,
stunning young lady in this movie. really weird that she didn't really have like a major career. This is like one of the few movies I've ever seen her in.
The only thing I really remember her in was The Hand That Rocks the Cradle.
Hand That Rocks the Cradle,
which it was a hit for her, but it was the last throwaway popcorn movie.
And I mean, people still talk about that kind of like it's the other thing I remember her from, but that was even so. What, 25 years ago?
That would have been early 90s for sure. So 25 years ago at least.
But that's what I'm saying. Yeah. She had a very sporadic career.
Yeah. I don't know what happened.
But her and Cruise in this movie, I think they have really good chemistry.
They have good chemistry. There were some laughs for sure.
Yeah.
But like you said, I wouldn't say it's not necessarily straight ahead comedy.
No, it was. It took itself strangely seriously a lot of the time too.
I think it was very tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, so I liked it a lot. I'm glad that I saw it finally. Of course, he does the underwear, Bob Seger, old time rock and roll thing,
and Phil Collins, Subway.
Yes, which I guess I had heard that was in the movie, but yeah, it's very interestingly placed. Yeah, very well placed. That soundtrack actually is pretty good. Mm-hmm. Risky Business. So that was a good one. What a good way to kind of jump on the scene.
Yeah, I know, right?
Next, All the Right Moves, I wanted to watch, but I did not. Have you ever seen that?
No. But okay. I know a bit about Legend, though.
Legend? Yeah, that's the next one. Ridley Scott directed.
I haven't actually seen Legend, which being a big geek, I should.
Yeah, that surprises me.
It's like a fantasy.
I think Tim Curry's in it.
From what I understand, yes, Tim Curry. See the movie for Tim Curry, apparently, because he plays a version of the devil.
Oh, interesting.
And the prosthetics of his makeup I've seen, fantastic.
Huh.
It's known for him being a great villain in that movie.
Okay.
It's kind of pretty, but other than that, it's kind of blah fantasy.
Okay.
But I've always wanted to see it for the practical effects.
Makes sense.
But he's just generic Prince, Tom Cruise, Save the Princess.
Okay.
Save the Unicorns thing.
Yeah, it never seemed to really interest me.
No.
But then we get into really the run of the huge hits. So we start with Top Gun, which this is another one I saw for the first time this week. I had always heard how not good it was, so I kind of just shied away from it.
I'm not saying it's not good.
It's not very good.
It's
to be honest.
It's
all right.
It's very much
super dated.
A dumb,
but
like fighter pilot. I guess jets were very big in the 80s.
It's kind of like the 80s version of Fast and Furious,
except
I thought. But with planes instead of cars.
But I know that there are a lot of people. It's like a cult film. Like people, like everybody wanted to be the fighter pilot.
Yeah.
Got bad boy.
But we have the second one coming out.
Yeah, there's a sequel?
It's sequel. It's him and Kilmer's back as well.
Oh, really? Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I mean...
So they're making Top Gun, too. It's filming right now, I guess.
Like, it's very cheesy. It's very over the top.
Yeah.
I guess it's kind of enjoyable for that, maybe. But personally, I went in... when I admit I was very young. I'd probably have to rewatch it, but I remembered thinking...
Do you think it was great?
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
even as a kid, you knew.
Like, even as a fairly young person, I was like, I didn't think it was all the rage.
It's not...
Like, I didn't like the characters weren't that likable.
Yeah.
I mean, the action was kind of sporadic.
The romance was okay.
With Kelly McGillis?
Yeah.
Yeah, Witness,
Kelly McGillis, and then early Meg Ryan, of course, is the whatever.
Early Meg. I mean, yeah, it was okay. Like, I thought everything about Top Gun was, like, okay. Very 80s.
Very 80s.
Perhaps too 80s.
Soundtrack is very 80s.
Danger Zone's great.
That's what's funny. Like, the soundtrack of Risky Business is pretty 80s.
It doesn't dominate the movie, though.
70s and 80s. But, like, it's almost like, because they chose such timeless songs.
Yeah.
Like, Old Time Rock and Roll, In the Air Tonight. I mean, these are, like, timeless songs.
Oh, they're fantastic.
Top Gun, it's like Take My Breath Away, Danger Zone. It's like, what's the one? Let's Hear It for the Boy. It's like, but what's weird is, it didn't take place in the 80s, so I didn't understand why.
When does it take place?
Like the late 60s, I think.
That's when it's supposed to take place?
I think so. Maybe I'm wrong. Am I talking out of my butt?
I would never have known that. When does it take place?
Because I thought he was singing You've Lost That Love and Feeling, like, because it was a new hit.
19... Right? No, it says... Oh, no.
That's when it was released.
Okay, say, look at
plot. Here you go. The plot. All right. Well, it stinks anyway. I'm going to keep looking for it.
Yeah, I'm curious, like, if you're right. Because if you are right, I'd be like, I would never have guessed that.
Yeah.
Does it not say?
No, it doesn't. I'm actually going to Google it because I want to know.
Who wants to know now? Like, because if you were right, that'd be an extra strike against it. Because I would never. Yeah. Nothing 60s about that movie at all. I was like, what? His sunglasses, maybe a car.
Maybe I'm thinking of one of the other movies I've seen lately. I don't know. It says here. What year is Top Gun set in?
1986.
Okay, so I guess it's set in present day.
Time appropriate.
All right, so it is time appropriate. Well,
it's very 86.
All right,
very.
Okay.
Annoyingly
That isn't
86.
another strike against it then. That's just
But
the normal strikes.
Maybe it just doesn't
against
speak
it.
to the fact that I never really had a huge desire to be a fighter pilot.
Yeah, like it didn't really speak to my sensibilities either.
But maybe it's the same thing. Like a lot of people might like cowboys or superheroes. Maybe some people really like that, and that's kind of the movie for that. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it would be
there aren't many.
The ultimate movie. Like I said, like with drag racing would be Fast and Furious or
so you're telling me
whatever.
When Goose dies, you weren't like, no.
Please. Well, I mean, I already knew he died, but
okay, all right. I'll say this. I like Val Kilmer. I like him. I like Iceman.
Yeah, Iceman's okay. I mean, it's not a horrible movie.
No, I've
seen worse.
I think it's very overrated.
It's very overrated.
The legend's
the fact
just
that
taken it.
Some people is like, this is one of their favorite movies ever. It's like, I don't understand
I can't quite see it.
All right, so up next you've got The Color of Money. Have you ever seen that?
Sadly, no.
This is a fantastic movie.
Nuts.
It is the sequel to The Hustler, which I've never seen.
Oh.
But Newman returns as his character from The Hustler.
Okay.
And now he's doing, up against this Vinny character from Tom Cruise.
Okay.
Tom Cruise is playing a Scorsese movie.
Hey.
And I mean, it's just great. The direction is great, of course, from Scorsese.
Huh. It's one of his I haven't seen.
Yeah, and I should watch the Hustler sometime just to kind of compare and contrast. But that's a good one. Cocktail I saw a long time ago.
I don't remember Cocktail.
I don't really remember it. I saw it literally probably 23 years ago.
He is a bartender, right?
Bartender. He does like the different fun shake ups of the drinks. And,
I always get it mixed up with Dirty Dancing for some reason.
well, they came out within a year of each other.
I vaguely remember.
Cocktail takes place in the present, though. Dirty Dancing definitely does take place in the 50s or 60s.
Okay.
But it's generic, from my memory of Cocktail. Now, then we get to one of my favorites of all time, Rain Man.
See,
it's great.
Rain Man's a very good movie, but I think it's more great for Hoffman.
Well, it is, and that's why look, Hoffman won the Oscar for it.
He kind of takes
Cruise didn't. It won Best Picture, of course. But, yes, I mean, Hoffman's performance is great. But, you must admit, for someone as green at the time as Cruise...
Not a seasoned,
to play off of Hoffman... That well, you got to give him credit for that.
Oh, I do. I definitely do.
I mean, am I going to place it in the Cruise top 5? I don't know. But...
I will say...
But it's such a great performance for both of them.
Based upon my memory, I feel like that's... I think that, how like actors kind of have their different like fields they go into in terms of types of characters they kind of play. I think that's kind of the beginning of one of Cruise's.
Yes, it is. It is the beginning of
these cocky... money-making, handsome young guy, kind of full of himself. Short fuse. That's one of his motifs we'll see in some future films.
Yes, I agree.
It's kind of the beginning of that.
I mean, we watched this movie all the time when I was a kid. It was odd for a drama. Usually, you rewatch comedies over and over again. But Rain Man has some very funny moments, though, too.
It does.
But, yeah, I mean, he's so good in this movie. I agree Hoffman is better.
Harder part to play.
But obviously it's a harder part to play, right?
Yeah.
But Cruise, just the story of Rain Man is so good. Just the writing, and I believe it was Levinson that directed. I think it was.
You know who else is good? The love interest for him that's with them as well. I don't know her name, but she was good.
Valeria Golino.
Yeah,
she was great. And ironically, she played the love interest to Charlie Sheen in Hot Shots, which is the Top Gun parody. So
a connection.
You've got that connection.
6 Degrees of Cruise.
6 Degrees of Valeria Golino.
Well, even better. That's a game no one will win, except maybe us.
But yeah, I mean, I really have always liked Rain Man. I think it's very well written.
Rain Man's very good.
And yeah, that like I said, a Levinson movie, I believe. Okay, so this one I've never seen. Born on the 4th. Did you see that? Oliver Stone.
Yeah.
God, he works with the best directors.
He's one of those guys
even from early on here.
People saw him as hit.
My God.
I think Born on the 4th of July is a very, very good movie. Mm-hmm. It's kind of another one of those anti-war films.
Sure.
Guy,
he gets his leg blown off in the war, right?
Yeah, it's kind of a good character study.
Both his legs.
You probably like it because it's not really a full war movie. You're right. That happens. He starts off young. Inspirational, like I'm all about America. I'm all about joining the army. Super military. Goes into Vietnam, experiences all that. Comes back, kind of disillusioned.
Right.
And it's more about him dealing with afterwards.
I do like those kind of movies.
So it's for a movie that came out in the 80s, I think it's pretty ahead of its time.
Okay.
Like it's definitely.
But Oliver Stone usually is.
He's always really pushing the commentary, so that's a good.
I would agree.
That's really good.
So then we get into the 90s. You told me specifically not to watch Days of Thunder.
Well, it's because it's Top Gun. It's Top Gun with NASCAR stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's
I guess.
literally the same kind of thing.
First one with Kidman though.
That's true.
And I guess is where they met.
Yeah. But
and again, Tony Scott directed. He gets with the biggest names.
Does.
Yeah, Days of Thunder. But you've seen it.
A long time ago.
Okay.
But it was basically Top Gun.
Okay.
It's very
on
similar.
the road.
Yeah.
NASCAR gun.
It's very similar.
Okay. So Far and Away we watched together. Now I saw it originally in theaters, but we watched it early Film Fanatics when our friend Jess was coming. This was one of her suggestions.
The Irish immigrant story, love tale.
Yes.
Kidman again, right?
Yes, Kidman again.
That was
two in a row with Kidman.
We had the joke about the magical movie pixies. He almost dies at the end, and then the camera zooms in.
I mean, he hits his head.
He dies
square,
and then on
the back.
The movie's not really over.
Brain.
Let's bring the camera back.
It's like that guy in Sicario. Sicario 2, The Day of the Soldado.
Oh, that was
spoilers.
Bull. That guy was so.
That guy couldn't have been more dead.
When they brought him back, spoilers at the end. That was ridiculous.
Yeah, that was so stupid. But the same thing happened in Far and Away.
Yeah, like he gets hit hard on the rock, dead.
The accents in this movie, though, leave something to be desired.
Bad accents.
Way too long, as Ron Howard tends to do.
It was long.
Some of his movies are too long.
I want to say I thought that he captured the period well.
Yeah.
Like,
there were good things about the movie.
Colm Meaney.
Well,
getting to play Irishman.
He is always good.
Again, and the other thing he did that wasn't Star Trek, the other two things, I don't know. Whatever. He pops up here and there.
He's around.
He's here. But I thought it was... Blah.
It was okay. It was okay. Yeah, it was very average, and the Cruise accent was awful.
His accent was rough.
It was rough.
It was really rough.
He doesn't usually do accents, and now we see why after Far and Away.
It went very in and out.
Yes, it did.
They just gave up clearly.
Yeah, I agree.
Like,
so after that was here's one I watched just today for the first time ever.
You saw it for the first time today?
Rob Reiner directs A Few Good Men. Again, A-lister director here.
Movie.
It's excellent.
Great movie.
Legal
drama. Yeah.
I'm always I'm always sort of hesitant when a movie has a pedigree.
Okay.
Like when y'all showed me Saving Private Ryan. I was like, this movie everyone loves it. Like, how can it hold up to the hype?
Expectation.
And then it actually turns out like, oh, okay, it actually is amazing. Because I've been let down so many times by movies like that. No, I like Fight Club a lot. Princess Bride for sure.
There was another one. It wasn't Fight Club.
No, Fight Club was pretty good. I'm not sure. Princess Bride for sure. Well, we know that.
Princess Bride's good.
It's okay.
Man.
I forget. But anyway, this is obviously listed as, one of the best courtroom dramas ever. You've got, of course, the quotable lines, you can't handle the truth.
You can't handle the truth.
All the Nicholson bits.
It's been a while, but I did really like
Demi Moore, of course.
She's good. And early Cuba role.
Early Cuba. Early Kiefer.
Yeah.
Early-ish Bacon.
Yeah, young Bacon.
Youngish Bacon. Yeah, I mean, it's an excellent movie.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
And this is, I think, kind of along the lines of what you were saying with the Rain Man character.
Another one of his
cocksure,
laissez-faire,
rich
doesn't
kids.
take it seriously.
Yeah.
Has to learn a lesson.
One of
your favorites probably will deal with that epitome of
correct.
That. We'll get there.
The one thing I could have done without was the Demi Moore love, the romance angle of it.
And I will bring this up in these things. Mm-hmm. I hate a forced-in love story when there's no reason.
And this is a forced.
There's no reason.
This is a completely forced. I get it. Demi Moore was very hot at the time.
So,
but I mean, like a hot actress. Like they wanted to give her something juicier.
But make her a cool warrior woman who doesn't need to be saddled to the guy. It doesn't add to the story.
That for me was
just a little.
Really the only negative. I mean, like it's such a great movie. Other than that,
yeah. I mean, I don't hate it that much, but that in general that annoys me.
Yeah, I certainly can't give it an A+ because of that.
Yeah.
But very good. He was great in it. Let's
he was very good.
Talk about that. So The Firm, you showed me that about a year or two ago.
I love The Firm.
Well, yeah, let's talk about that some more.
I mean,
great movie.
Just
Wilford.
Yeah, Wilford Brimley as evil, bad,
he was
super,
really a jerk.
Super evil, like
very evil
hitman guy, mafia run, evil law firm, conspiracy, like wiretaps.
Yeah,
Cruise young lawyer once again.
This was really Cruise's, I would say, first real action movie. I mean, like Top Gun and Days of Thunder, I guess, were action. But they were more.
This is like a thriller, though.
Yeah, I guess that's what I mean. This is more along the lines of
more serious
stuff he's doing
now, like a Reacher or something.
Yeah, like a Reacher or that kind of thing.
This movie, like I love the book.
Certainly the template for that.
Like I love John Grisham, and I think that this one brings it really well.
I think this was the first big one, right? The because it was before Pelican Brief, it was before The Client. I think it might be the first big Grisham.
You're correct, because The Firm was the first novel that was really successful, so that would make sense.
Okay.
Though it wasn't his first. He did Time to Kill before, and then they adapted that.
Yeah, that was much later, though, to film.
But yeah, The Firm was really good. I love the paranoia of it. I think Hackman's good in it.
Yeah.
I like the villains. Brimley, you don't usually see him play a bad guy. But,
no, that was interesting.
But he has like that calm, and he's like... But I guess there is some comedy from it, because... Like, the main henchmen are, like, these kind of out-of-shape guys, like... Brimley's Brimley's literally, like, he looks like he's 80 and he's running after Tom Cruise. And it's like...
He looked like he was 85 then.
Remember that, though? He's not that old.
He's still alive.
And he's like 70 now.
I would say he's probably in his 80s now.
But he was not...
25 years ago.
He was in his 50s. Like, he's not... Like, it was
crazy.
But weird. He's looked the same forever. But anyway, that... You could make the argument maybe there's like some intentional comedy there. But, and Ed Harris was in it, FBI director.
That's right.
Which you were surprised about. Like
I didn't know.
Oh, another guy that doesn't age.
That's true. He is the face. I would say this is
it's a really good movie.
Third of the Tom Cruise personas.
Yes.
So and that's the other difference between this and Top Gun.
The serious
Top Gun was the cocksure dude again.
Yeah.
But this was like the
more grounded,
intense Cruise.
Yeah,
so you've got the party boy Cruise.
Yeah,
you've got the the cocksure rich kid, which we've seen really in most of the '80s ones. Color of Money, Top Gun,
mostly.
Yeah, Risky Business, and then here we go with this. Intense Cruise. The intense Cruise, which we've seen quite a few times as well.
Yes.
Okay, now Interview with the Vampire I've never seen. Have you seen that? Tell me.
I wish you'd seen it, because it might...
No, I've never seen it.
If you had seen it, it might be one of the ones you'd say, this might be one of the ones you don't really like.
Okay.
But I think it's a good movie. Anne Rice vampire stuff.
You love it.
I like the books. Well, I love this one, and I like the second one. I think he does a good job with the character of Lestat playing this jerk vampire from like the Victorian times or whatever. It's hard to say because it's kind of cheesy.
Okay.
But it's a bizarre thing to watch. Like, I don't know. It's definitely not one of his best, but I kind of like it.
Interesting.
It's interesting, kind of campy, kind of weird and serious. Like, it's interesting that he got Pitt in there.
Yeah, early Pitt.
So it was kind of...
Who's the girl in it? Isn't there a famous...
Young,
is it Dunst?
Young, like 10-year-old.
Very young Dunst, right?
Yeah. In there. Like, you can tell it was kind of like one of those things, the very sexy, dangerous, like, vampire romance. Let's put all the hot young guys, stars of the time in there, and it's like... It's kind of what you expect. Like, Antonio Banderas is one of them with, like, a long-haired wig.
He was hot at the time, yeah. Just starting out.
Look, even I could no. Okay, all right, no. I can understand the appeal, but with the long hair and that,
not a fan. Okay,
I didn't. The Armand character.
That was the style at the time.
No, in '94.
No, I mean when did it take place in '94?
Not throughout the whole thing. No,
I thought it took place in like 1900.
Oh, okay, you're right. Their hair was longer. Right. My point is, it's hard to explain.
All right.
It really is bizarre. I might actually watch it later. We could talk about it sometime. But
okay.
Interesting role for him.
Okay.
Interesting.
Well, up next is Ethan Hunt, Mission Impossible, the first one.
What's that movie?
This is based on a famous show from the 60s.
Yeah,
Peter Graves, which apparently the people on the show hated this movie.
I've heard
By the way, Peter Graves and the other people hated this movie. I don't know.
Because it overshadowed them in every way.
Well, when you think about it, it's like 60s TV show budget was probably nothing. So I'm sure the hipness factor. This was a huge hit movie.
Clearly they were trying to be respectful, I think, to the theme of the show. They thought there was a property there to be turned into something.
Yeah.
Clearly.
And the theme song, iconic, of course.
Limp Bizkit, absolutely.
Well, they did the second one. The first one with the guys from U2.
I know, their cover, of course.
But we may as well talk about all of them since we're on Mission Impossible. 96 was the first one, then 2000. Then your favorite was 3 in...
2005, 6, something like that?
I guess so. 2006. That's a long time between them.
Yeah.
I guess because the second one was kind of a flop.
Yeah.
And then now we're getting them every couple of years. 2011 was Ghost Protocol. And then 2015 was Rogue Nation, and then now you've got Fallout.
Let's talk a bit about Mission Impossible.
Yeah,
this could have been a cast all on its own.
It actually could have.
But
we talked about 3 a little bit when Hoffman died.
Yes, a great villain.
Yeah.
I just really am too laid back.
He really
to
was
care.
a good villain
because he just didn't care.
Yeah,
he didn't care, unflinching. But would you agree that Mission Impossible? I mean, I'll tell you this because my experience early on was. I watched these movies when I was younger. I thought they were okay action movies, but I was never really blown away by them.
Yeah.
But I feel like strangely enough, something like Fast and Furious, it kind of builds a momentum.
I agree, and actually that was the exact franchise I was thinking of.
It's weird.
Because
it's really weird.
One was...
decent.
I think it was decent, but it was a rather generic...
Standard spy
movie. It wasn't really... It certainly didn't differentiate from anything else that was out at the time other than the name of Mission Impossible and the name of Tom Cruise.
Like a James Bond, you're much better.
Right,
Ethan Hunt wouldn't be on the same caliber as him or Bourne later.
So then, and 2... I think I saw 2.
2? Yeah,
but I think it was a big bomb.
I'll tell you this.
First one I've seen a couple of times. 2 I've only seen, I guess, once if I've seen it at all.
I'd have to go back and watch them.
Yeah.
I remember I thought the first one was okay. The first one is probably technically a better movie than 2.
Okay.
But 2 is one of those awesomely bad movies, very much a product of its time, that it's much more memorable. If you want a fun, bad movie, I would rather watch 2 than the first one because it's more fun. It's dumb, but
it's
fun.
Stupid. Okay.
But then I remember, I don't know why, but I guess I just decided to put on Mission Impossible 3 one point when I was a teenager. I guess I'll watch this because I'm bored. And I'm like, this is like the first one, but so much more interesting.
Yeah, the third one was really... And I never saw it actually until Hoffman died. And I watched it because I knew you were a fan and that we'd be talking about it. And I was like, wow, this is actually really good.
And the weird thing about that one, I know it's Cruise again, it's just, strangely enough, it's the thing that really draws me to 3 is Hoffman, Philip Seymour, played such a good, icy villain.
Look, that's what you need. Think about your James Bond movies.
Oh, the classics.
You need
Dr.
a good
No,
villain
Goldfinger,
to deal with.
Blofeld, yeah.
Even going to the present, Javier Bardem.
Yeah.
Much better villain than what's his face from Inglourious Bastards. Christoph Waltz in the last one.
Oh yeah, he was the Spectre guy.
Yeah,
Spectre was meh.
But yeah, I mean, I think you need a good villain
for that sort of thing.
For this sort of thing. Now, lately, it hasn't really been about the villains. 4, 5, and I guess now 6.
I don't know who the villains are.
I don't know who the villains are.
I always forget.
It has become more like Fast and Furious.
They blend in.
When it's it's less about the villain
plot
than the plot.
It's about the stunts.
As it is about the stunts,
the grandiosity,
the camaraderie.
The jokes.
Yeah, the jokes. I could tell you, some of the scenes from those more recent Mission Impossible. I can tell you who the villain was.
But man, but the third
scene's great.
The third
he's
one,
on the wall.
The building scene, the third one, I think it was the first one amped up, redone almost, like a soft reboot kind of.
Yeah.
And then you get to Ghost Protocol.
And it kind of had to be because the second one didn't do very well.
No, and Ghost Protocol is kind of having more fun with it. But
that might be my favorite Ghost Protocol.
I think mine too. And if
But the last one was good too. 5.
5 was good too. The last 2, I think, were just really.
But now you've got Peg in there.
Peg's funny,
and he's very funny.
They
got that woman that's in it. I think she's in all of them. They have a crew now.
They've got a group.
I feel like is Ving Rhames one of them?
He was out for a while. Now
right?
He's back.
Oh, okay.
He's back again. I think
they do that on Fast and Furious too. Sometimes
people switch in and out.
It takes off. But
Superman will be joining him in this next one.
Oh, is that right, Cavill?
Cavill, yeah.
Oh, nice. I hate that Cavill is my go-to Superman. But I guess how could he not be? Because I know it's not
Reeves.
I know it's not Reeves. I know it's not Brandon Routh. I guess it could be, but
same character.
But you're right. That's kind of like Mission Impossible 1 sort of was the generic, like, okay, let's make the show. 2 was like, let's do that again, but then it didn't work.
No.
3 was like, okay, let's make sure there's a good villain and amp it up. And then right now it's just all about the cool gadgets, which
it's
you know
spy
what?
movie.
It's
a silly spy movie.
I'm in.
It's a James Bond movie.
Yeah,
that's all it is. It's James Bond with friends.
And I'm in for that. I think the Ethan Hunt character is great.
Yeah,
and he does a good job with it.
Definitely one of his most iconic roles.
I would say so. I think we might hear about it later.
But maybe this other one.
Now we get to literally. You know what?
I don't know about this.
This is absolutely top 10 of all time.
Oh my god!
For me, I'm not even kidding.
I don't know, man.
Jerry Maguire
so much
listen. This was nominated for Best Picture.
Yeah,
he was nominated for Best Actor. Cuba won for supporting. Well, this is a good movie.
It's a good movie.
Great movie.
Great.
One of the tops. I love.
It's a very good movie.
You guys, I love Jerry Maguire. We talked about this at length really on Film Fanatics, so we don't need to go too much into it. But
it's a good movie. I'll give you that.
This is. Maybe because his name's also in the title, but this is, I think, one of the absolute iconic Cruise roles. Is he doing the Cruise intense?
I think
cocksure.
It's another
guy?
one.
Yes,
I think so. I think it's definitely taking that and encapsulating it into the best representation of that.
Yes, this is. I agree. This is the pinnacle of that
type,
that Cruise archetype.
Yeah,
and look, I like the romance. I know you and Justin had a big problem with all the romance.
My issue isn't with him. You
don't like Zellweger?
I don't like Zellweger that much as an actress overall or in this movie.
I don't either.
That's my big flaw with the movie. And but
I think this is the Zellweger character. Like, this is the best.
That's probably the best she did
that we've seen. Like, she was okay in Chicago.
Like Nurse Betty.
I didn't watch Nurse Betty, for God's sake. Although it's got a great cast of people I
Morgan
love.
Freeman.
Kinnear, but anyway, isn't Chris Rock, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
And she does the Bee movie. She's fine in the Bee movie where she falls in love with Jerry Seinfeld, the Bee. But realistically, no. I think this I would say this probably ruined her career
because she could never
escape top this role and this movie.
Peaked kind of early, huh?
This movie is so great. I could just go on and on and on about it. He doesn't like it as much.
I like it.
How could he? I guess.
No. It's a good movie. I guess. Oh,
it's so good.
It's kind of like one of those things.
I might watch it later tonight. I'm not cruised out yet.
It's a little schmaltzy to me. I guess like a little. I don't know, a little too cutesy for this great romance.
You think?
The kid, I think, is pushing it.
The kid's so cute.
I know you like the kid. I'm just saying.
Yeah. All his great lines.
I like the character Jerry Maguire. Okay. I like his dilemma, sports agent, his fall from grace,
and I love his. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
His speech at the beginning's great. I like everything about it.
I like the mentor part, like where he sees his mentor in visions and stuff,
telling him what to do.
Kind of guides him. Yeah.
I like his stuff with Cuba. I like that interaction. I just feel that maybe if I liked the Zellweger character more, maybe if I felt they had more chemistry.
Okay.
Maybe I wish they hadn't used the romance as the crutch for him to go.
Okay.
Like I think it should have been a part of it, but I wish they had either done something differently or showed us more of the business side, because I think that for as good as the Cuba stuff is, I feel like there was more to explore there. It's a little underdone.
There's always more to explore with literally the greatest character of all time. I think Rod Tidwell. But listen, here's the thing.
Show me the money.
There is no more quotable movie with Tom Cruise in it than Jerry Maguire. There's probably at least 6 solid quotes from that movie. You know,
you had me at hello.
You had me at hello. You complete me. Show me the money.
Show me I love
the human head weighs 2 pounds. I love black people.
Probably one or.
You got the Quan.
I'm leaving the
I'm
leaving the office. I'm taking the fish.
Yes, I'm taking the fish.
The fish. Yeah.
Over and over with these lines.
There are some really good lines. It's very quotable. I don't love it to the point you do. But I concede.
How could you?
I think it's a good movie.
It's one of my favorite movies ever.
Why do you love it so much? You think
it just struck me. It blended for me everything that it's a lot like Silver Linings Playbook actually, in the sense that it blends romance in with this completely whole other story, but I think it blends it very well. I know you don't really agree as much, but
I take it there are elements of realism, I guess, to work.
But it's also very funny.
Yeah.
And I think it's very real.
It is.
Maybe the romance is a little bit Hollywoodized, of course.
Teeny bit. But
I think his plight is very real.
Yes.
I think the stuff he goes through with Rod is very real.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, it really, I don't know what it was about it that spoke to me just that much at that point in my life, but I just love it. I've seen it probably, I don't know, 15 times.
Nice.
It's a great movie.
It is.
All right. Well, this is, believe it or not the Maguire cast.
It's not?
I know.
Is it becoming something else? What is it now?
As anybody. All right. Oh, I just...
We deleted the...
Nah, yeah, I did.
Is there going to be some
I had
editing?
like 50 tabs open, too, by the way.
Well, he was so excited clicking away about Jerry Maguire.
I really... nothing pleases me more. All right. We have one I don't know, actually, after Jerry Maguire. Okay. And that is... Without Limits... Oh, he just produced that. Okay, so that doesn't count. Okay, here's the other one I watched.
Wow.
Today, because I know that this is a talker for you. I didn't watch the whole thing. I watched like an hour of it.
Oh!
It's a 3-hour movie, and I watched A Few Good Men already, which is 2.5.
Actually, look,
but it's Eyes Wide Shut is what we're talking about.
Well, I hope you finish it sometime. It's been a while since I've seen it.
Yeah.
But the reason I think it's
opens on the nude Kidman.
The Kidman back view is kind of legendary, but not the cinematically the best shot of the movie, maybe, but for some people perhaps.
Maybe.
Good lighting.
Yeah.
Anyway, sidetracked.
As always.
The last film completely done by Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah.
He did work on a lot of AI.
He died right after he gave it to Warner Brothers.
Yep, and Spielberg helped finish up the other one. So this is the last full Kubrick movie, and I think it is a very interesting movie. I think that Cruise is taking... He diverts a bit from that kind of... it's kind of a combination, I think, of his more serious, intense Cruise and also the cocky Cruise. And there's a couple films that...
He's definitely cocky in it, yeah.
There's some cockiness, but he's definitely...
But he is serious, yeah.
He's serious. He's deviating to some roles. This is around the time when, I think, when he worked with Kubrick, of all people, when I think Cruise started to really tackle some more challenging roles.
Yes, and we're definitely going to get to some coming up.
Some artsy, weird movies, which I like those. This has definitely got some surreal vibes. It's strange. This is one of those movies, I think, because it's Kubrick, there's a lot of subtext. There's a lot of fantastic cinematography and editing.
I like some of the dialogue, too.
The dialogue's really hitting. But it is... I don't know if it'll make a lot of people comfortable or uncomfortable watching it. Subject matter's challenging. It's very bizarre. It's weird. It's very dark.
Yeah.
If you get along, it gets weirder. I don't know if I'd say it's like one of his best movies for Kubrick or Cruise.
Okay.
But I definitely think it's the beginning of him trying to take on really thought-provoking, challenging work.
I agree. This is the first one. I would say... I would say of all the ones we've discussed, this is probably the most challenging and the most artsy that we've seen yet.
Up to this point in his career, yeah.
I agree. So after that we have Magnolia, which again
it deviates
leads right into it.
Which the thing is that I love those types of movies. The ones which is like you've got an ensemble cast, a bunch of smaller stories that are almost vignettes, but they're connected by a theme. There's only a couple I've seen like that. 13 Conversations About One Thing. Yep. If you've ever seen it.
I have not, but I know what it is.
McConaughey, early good.
Crash is another one.
Crash is
that I know gets a lot of crap sometimes. I liked Crash.
It's a good movie.
It's very good,
simplified a few things, but I love those styles. And this is one of those ones... Talk about bizarre. That I don't want to get...
Mother's Day is another one.
Valentine's... No. I'm not going to curse any
But not the rom-com ones. The dramatic
Strangely,
ones, like
no, the dramatic weird ones.
Yeah.
This one, starts off with the weird monologue about how life is random and one guy gets shot, and then... You've seen the movie, right?
A long time ago. I would love to watch it again.
And then the movie ends with...
He's like the motivational speaker.
Yeah. Raining frogs at one point. And
right.
He's just this guy who I think, once again, is taking on kind of another role he does, where he is almost a parody of himself, where he's like this neurotic, angry guy who's cocky but secretly hates himself.
Yeah.
Like, I think... I mean, this is a spoiler maybe for this, but if you want to talk about a complicated character to play... Cruise is
This
like
was it. Okay.
he's sticking out in this one to me.
Yeah.
And a lot of great pieces. He's like when I think of Magnolia, other than just a lot of depressing stuff, he's the guy that gives energy. Like, yeah, you can be awesome. You can be.
The Hoffman storyline is so depressing.
Oh, with the nurse and Julianne Moore and like I get sad just thinking about it. Like, Magnolia is a great.
It's a heavy movie.
It is not an easy watch.
Yeah.
But he is good in it. He is very good in it.
Yes, he is. I agree.
Very good.
And then we got Mission Impossible 2. Vanilla Sky I've not seen either. Another Cameron Crowe collab.
Vanilla Sky is kind of like Eyes Wide Shut.
Okay.
Magnolia, weird movie. It's a remake of a Spanish film.
Okay.
Little synopsis for you. It's kind of playing this cocky guy once again. He kind of has a love affair with two women.
Penelope Cruz is one of them, right?
And Diaz. What a great combo. But one of them he really loves.
Diaz was in it.
One of them's kind of the crazy one.
Okay.
He gets torn between them.
Is Cruz the crazy one? Penelope Cruz. Don't say it. Okay.
No, but I want you to watch sometime because it's weird.
Okay.
But I really like that one. And basically what happens is he has a car accident. People get messed up. His face gets messed up. And from that point on, you don't know what's the true story and what he's making up. And it's a very dreamlike.
That's
weird
interesting.
It's.
I never knew that's what it was about.
Yeah, it's a really. I don't want to spoil it too much for you, but like it's a bizarre movie.
Interesting.
But it's very interesting. It's one of his more challenging roles too.
Yeah, this is all that era.
He was just like going.
Quite honestly, maybe that's why Mission Impossible 2 didn't do that well, because he was so focused on doing all these other ones,
artsy things,
that he's not really in that blockbuster zone.
That's true
for the time. The Minority Report I've also never seen. That's a Spielberg one.
Oh,
never. Oh my God, he's leaving. Can't
believe it.
Well, I
thought you've seen that.
I was like, well, I could watch Minority Report, or I could rewatch Jerry Maguire, and I was like, well, you gotta rewatch. No, I don't know. I don't know why I never saw it.
No, like
I actually thought about watching it last year because they turned it into a TV show that apparently tanked.
Such a good. You should.
Yeah, I never saw it.
Such a good science fiction movie.
Okay.
Tom Cruise is good in it. Man, Spielberg, come on! It seemed
a little enemy of the statey to me, so I just never went through with it.
Maybe a more future... Okay.
And I didn't really like Enemy of the State, to be honest.
What?
Will Smith has done better, but...
But you didn't... I thought Enemy of the State was pretty good.
Yeah, it was okay.
All right, but the precogs, they can see the crime before it happens, and he's framed on the run.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
You should play the PS2 video game sometime. That's hard.
Okay.
It's bad.
Is it bad?
No, but...
Worse than E.T.?
Well, nothing's worse than
is.
But no, check out Minority Report sometime. That is a good movie.
Okay.
That's a good movie.
Then he has a cameo in Austin Powers Goldmember, of course, as himself, playing Austin Powers.
At the end of the movie.
That's great.
That was good.
I actually think it's at the beginning of the movie.
Oh.
Last Samurai I've never... See, now we're getting like a whole list that I've never seen. I've never seen Last Samurai.
You're getting to like Cruise for me.
Yeah, this is peak Cruise for you.
This is Last Samurai.
Yeah, you can talk about all these, because I've not seen them.
Dude, I'm not going to lie, maybe divisive. One of my favorite.
I've heard a lot of bad things about it.
I could understand that.
But you like it.
I could understand why people hate this movie because it's kind of the classic Dances with Wolves thing where you've got the Last Samurai is a white dude who comes in and is a better samurai than all the actual samurais. So
Damon. Great Wall Damon.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. But this is a more historically, closer to that because it deals with themes of the British and American effect on Japan and bringing them into the world and literally the death of the samurai being killed off by modern technology and fighting against that to preserve their way of life. And that him being there could be a little distracting, I guess, but as a vessel for the audience to learn about that, I loved that, honestly. And I can understand the criticism, but interestingly, a lot of times with these things, the Japanese audiences loved it.
Is that right?
They didn't have a problem with it. It seems like it's only us that have problems with the appropriation.
We have problems with our own.
But yeah, I thought it was good.
And I know you like this one, which I've also not seen, Collateral, with Jamie Foxx.
You are killing me now.
You told me to only watch...
You only had so much time. Okay.
You told me I had to watch Top Gun, Risky Business, and A Few Good Men. And I wanted to watch Eyes Wide Shut because I know you love it.
Well,
so I wanted to be able to at least talk about that with you.
This is the great thing though, because there are a lot of good ones. I wanted you to go for the big things.
Yeah.
Collateral is definitely...
I had to see Risky Business. Come on.
Yes.
And A Few Good Men.
No. I agree. Those are the bigger cruise ones, but like, and Justin I think talked about this too. Like he loves this, but one of the best roles because it's one of the few times I think it's the only time where Cruise has played up a straight up villain.
Yeah.
You know, he is a straight up evil killer.
That's what you guys have always said.
And he's good.
Well, I also don't like Michael Mann, so that sort of shied me away from the film.
It's good.
Okay.
It's good. I recommend it. For Cruise being a villain, and Jamie Foxx is good.
Yeah, he's usually good.
So, yeah, I recommend that one.
I mean, he was in Annie, for God's sake. War of the Worlds.
You've seen that, right?
No, that was one I was going to watch and be like, if you have time, see it, but if not, don't worry about it.
Yes,
Another Spielberg collab.
Yeah, it's War of the Worlds. It's good.
Okay. What a synopsis.
Mission Impossible
3 we talked about. Lions for Lambs, that is a drama with Redford, Streep, and him. Mm-hmm. It's like another legal drama.
All right.
Redford directed. And then we get to Tropic Thunder is fantastic from beginning to end. And his Les Grossman... And listen, this is what I think people don't think about Tom Cruise.
What don't they think?
Is how friggin' funny he is.
He can be.
He can be... But he doesn't usually get to showcase it.
No.
They don't write scripts for him that are that funny. But, like, when he's done...
When he loses it.
When he's done, like, you know, he's done stuff for the MTV Movie Awards. I mean, he can be very funny. And in this movie, as Les Grossman, oh my God, is he hilarious. I could see the spinoff. I could see a Grossman spinoff.
His problem was in the agency.
You know,
running the studio.
Oh my God, is he funny?
Skits, shorts.
Yeah, he's so good in that movie. I mean, it's a small part. Let's be real.
But it's a great.
But it is honestly one of the great cameo. Well, it's not a cameo. Small it's supporting. Role. But it's so good. He steals the scene. All right, now the last one I have not seen, and then I've seen every other one since then.
Nice.
But Valkyrie's the last one I have not seen. Have you seen that?
I saw it. It was okay.
Okay.
But I remember it was very weird that all the Nazis were played by very American and British people.
Okay.
It's very weird.
That is a bit odd.
A little odd.
You should get a Daniel Bruhl in there or something.
Yeah, like something a little more genuine, I think.
Okay.
It was okay.
Okay.
It was okay.
Okay, then we've got, I don't think you've seen Night and Day.
Actually.
Have you seen that?
My mom was randomly watching on TV one time. I guess I must have been over or something. I watched it. I thought it was entertaining.
I guess this must have been
Diaz
after Tropic. Yeah, it was Diaz again. After Tropic Thunder, I guess they were like, well, this guy is funny. Let's put him in a like kind of a action comedy.
And it was kind of a spoof on his Tom Cruise, his Ethan Hunt character.
A little bit, yeah. I thought it was okay.
I thought it was kind of funny.
Yeah, it was cute. Ghost Protocol. Okay, Rock of Ages was not good.
I don't think so.
Through no fault of his own. That's the one with where they do all the '80s hair band songs.
Is Jack Black in that or something?
No,
really?
I don't think so. No, Alec Baldwin's in it. Russell Brand is in it.
Rock of Ages.
He plays this like just drugged out, too cool for the room musician. The singing is okay.
Is that a musical?
Yeah, it's a musical. They sing all. It's from Broadway. It's a Broadway show.
Oh,
and it's with like the songs of like Poison and Journey. And
really?
All the rock. Yeah.
Huh.
All the '80s rock bands. It's a very bad movie. Jack Reacher. Okay. Now I liked. There's two Jack Reacher movies. One is very good, or at least pretty good.
One's never come back.
And
to
the other one
theaters.
is an F. I hated.
Yeah, I remember that.
Jack Reacher, Never Go Back. It's so bad.
And
I admitted it. I admitted maybe it didn't deserve an F. I was fed up with
those
just
types.
Being spoon fed. It was like the same month it came out. It was like that, The Accountant. There were like two other ones. They all came out at the same time, and they were all the same movie.
First one was better.
But the first one was better. I liked it. And then Oblivion. I know I like more than you.
Oblivion was okay.
It basically is Moon, the film Moon.
More action
with more action, more. Enemies, more
Freeman,
crews,
more cast, more actors. Really,
yeah, really more actors.
No Rockwell.
I liked Oblivion.
I think
I thought it was very good.
His other sci-fi one.
But then here we go. Edge of Tomorrow is just really one of his best movies.
Cream of the crop
for his action movies. It might be the best. It might be better than any Mission Impossible movie. Maybe not 4.
The writing's
different. But the writing is so good. Blunt is so good.
Blunt's good.
And I enjoy the Groundhog Day conceit. I enjoy that in movies when they do it well. You've got Paxton as the the guy in charge, the general or whatever, drill sergeant. So I really like Edge of Tomorrow. They're supposed to be making a sequel. I hope that comes to be because it's such a good movie.
And by the way, thank you for on your official podcast using the correct title.
It's not called Live, Die, Repeat
anymore. They went back and forth on that for a while.
I'll be honest. You know what? If I wasn't reading it on here, I would have called it Live, Die, Repeat.
I hate that so much.
But listen.
No.
I'm going to find it for you.
Don't do it.
Because I probably have it under Edge like a normal person.
Thank you. That was the weirdest thing.
No, I don't. Maybe I do have it under Live, Die, Repeat.
You probably just did that to spite me, just like in spirit.
Well, there's Jerry Maguire anyway. I think I actually did probably put it under Live, Die, Repeat. Well, anyway, we could search for it, but
it's not under Edge of Tomorrow. Apparently,
but it's not under Edge of Tomorrow. Okay, then Rogue Nation, Mission Impossible, Jack Reacher 2, terrible. The Mummy. Look, I did a standalone podcast about The Mummy. I thought it was okay. I gave it, I think, a B-. It did not deserve all the hate.
Damn.
I think it is a good movie. And then you've got American Made. I don't think you ended up seeing that.
Yeah.
But that was out last year, like in September. I really liked that one. That was like a B+ for me.
Huh.
True story. Plays a fighter pilot. He plays an airline pilot, and he turns into a drug runner and starts just making millions and millions of dollars. I thought it was a well-done movie. So that's it. And then you've got Mission Impossible, and then Top Gun will be the new one. And then, hopefully, like we said, they'll do that Edge of Tomorrow 2. Live, Die, Repeat, Repeat. It'll be called. So, all right. So let's figure out together the top 5 cruise roles.
Definitive. All right.
Definitive. Okay. Now, I would say...
Well, we have to meet each other halfway to make it official. That's always the way...
Correct. Well, that's how we talk about it.
That's how we talk.
We talk it through.
We got to debate it, yeah.
We basically... One of us presents an option and the other one says, I don't know. As much as I want to see a certain character up top...
Okay.
I would say Cruise is known most, at least in the last 20 years, for his action films. And since there are 5, now 6 in the series, I think I would have to say the number 1 Cruise role performance is Ethan Hunt.
I was going to say that right away. I knew that we had to include a Mission Impossible in the top 5, but I think we should only do one. So which one?
Well, now, but see, we did not do that for Keaton. We let Batman the character be Keaton's number 1.
Okay.
I would say we can asterisk it and say I would say 4 because not only is it my favorite, but as you've said, 3 is more about how good the villain is.
Yeah.
And 4 I think is where we really get into the self-made stunts. The whole team comes together in 4.
Yeah.
So I would say Ghost Protocol would probably be the top in that.
I would agree with that. I was going to put that in there as well because I actually think as much as I love 3, I think Ghost Protocol might be my favorite.
Okay.
And I really like the last one too.
Yeah, Fallout was, or what was the last one called? I put it away already, but they're all the same title.
They kind of
they're
are.
all the same title. It's like, it was Rogue Nation. Is that what
Rogue
it was called?
Nation? Is that what
Rhythm
it was?
Nation?
Rhythm Nation. Sounds like a, what is that? Like
Janet Jackson. It was Rogue Nation.
Okay,
yeah. So I would say Ethan Hunt is top of the list.
Ethan Hunt is definitely number 1.
However. Number 2, I would fight for Jerry.
Oh, I knew that.
I think...
I knew that if we were going to do iconic, like, best performances from him, Jerry Maguire would be in there.
Because it's so...
But how high
It's so associated with him, though, too. You know? It's... I think when people think of Tom Cruise movies... Maybe Top Gun.
Top Gun might be up there.
You know, Top Gun might be up there. But maybe because of the quotability, I don't know. But Jerry Maguire was fairly universally beloved.
Yeah.
So I would fight for him at number 2.
Well, I think that role, like I said, I think is really kind of like the pinnacle of a lot of the roles he was playing up to that point. It's kind of definitive, dramatic Cruise, that fall from grace, cocky character. So I'm okay with that. I really can't think of another role from another movie that really is as iconic as that for him. So I could stick with that number 2.
Okay.
But now I think
now it gets tricky.
Tricky now.
Now it gets very
I'm
tricky.
Go to my list now. I don't know.
Yeah, let's go to your list. So I've sort of theorized 1 and 2.
Yeah, I knew.
So why don't we hear who's your number 3? Or who would you put, I guess, at this point at your number 3?
Man, that is tough.
It's a toughie. It really is.
Give me a second here, actually.
It is a toughie. The man has done so many great movies, so many iconic roles.
Well,
and this is why we chose him.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of thinking. Honestly, you haven't seen either of them, so okay. You know what?
Okay.
Well, actually, you said you saw Magnolia.
Yeah.
So that one sticks out. I was gonna kind of say Vanilla Sky, but that might be more kind of in line with a couple of those films he did around that time. Like that one isn't like as universally beloved. I think a lot of critics kind of liked it, but Magnolia, I think if you're going for the art house stuff, even more than Eyes Wide Shut, I think that's more known as for Kubrick's whole style.
Correct.
Then he was in it.
Yeah.
But that was his Kubrick movie. But I think for the artsy, heavy drama stuff, I think his character from Magnolia might be up there.
Okay.
I think so. But I don't know if he's
here's going to be my counter for number 3, and we can talk it out.
Because I
figure out what we want.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Joel Goodson, Risky Business, and here's why. I think that character defined his 80s career.
That is true.
And Top Gun we've talked about.
I really don't want to put
Top Gun, but I'm not going to put it. I'm not going to put it.
I can't do it. I don't like it at all.
But it's the same character as he's played many times, but it really started with Goodson from Risky Business.
That defined like a decade of his career.
Him coming in, sliding into that living room.
It's iconic.
With the shades and the lip syncing, honestly defined the next decade of his career. That scene.
Yeah.
So that would be my number 3.
No, I'll give you that one because I actually had Risky. But see, the thing about this one is I had like about 10 movies that I was like.
He has a lot of great performances and roles,
and there's a lot of really good movies. Like I think there's a couple I prefer more. But as far as like a role of his that's definitive that he copied a lot. Like for instance, I think The Last Samurai is one of my favorites of his. But that role in particular, is that the best he ever gave? Probably not as iconic as maybe. Like
I think, and that's what we're looking for. We're looking for like the definitive roles.
So I mean, we got we got Ethan Hunt.
Because I think we can all agree,
Risky Business.
None of the Mission Impossible movies are our favorite Tom Cruise movie.
Definitely not.
But that Hunt character is iconic.
Yes.
So what do you think about Magnolia at 4 then? Because I could be all right with that.
This is the thing, though. But before we make that official, I
don't want to make it official, but let's put it on the table.
Because I was thinking about something.
Frank Mackey was the name.
Frank Mackey from Magnolia.
Yeah.
But the thing is this. It's very different spin on it, but that is very similar to his character in Tropic Thunder. Playing up that heavy rage.
Yes, it is.
I'm tempted to put that in the list because that one's recently become
and it is kind of iconic at this point.
At this point,
because Tropic Thunder is such a beloved
comedy.
Yeah, and one that stands the test of time too.
It does.
Well, let me tell you what my other top 5 was.
Okay.
I actually didn't have Magnolia in there just because it had been so long since I had seen it that I didn't feel confident. But I thought, after watching it today, that The Lieutenant in A Few Good Men has really, that was his, like you said, Rain Man was more the Hoffman show.
Yeah.
In terms of Cruise's hard dramatic chops, you've got A Few Good Men with Lieutenant, what's his name, Caffey.
Yeah, I'd consider that.
So
what spot, 4?
I was thinking for sure top 5 on that.
Okay.
4 or 5.
4 or 5. I could keep that. What else do we have?
Other than that, I mean, I really didn't have much. I figured you would maybe want one of the ones I had not seen, like you said, Last Samurai or something.
Well, no, but I can't say the role is
but I can't really
iconic.
put, again, like Rain Man, I can't really say that Charlie Babbitt is like top 5 iconic.
No.
And I don't want to put Maverick in there.
Top Gun.
Like if you said
you've got Risky Business characters.
If you said name 2 Tom Cruise characters, they would say Jerry Maguire and Maverick.
They would.
In that sense, but I think the Goodson character from Risky Business is more.
There's a better representation of that.
Yes,
there's more depth to it. He's just a better character.
Absolutely, I agree.
He's not.
I agree.
More likable.
But I agree that Magnolia really set the tone for his
artsy,
more artsy stuff. I guess Eyes Wide Shut did first, but
I think that was him coming to his own for sure.
Yeah.
Like really playing such a dynamic character. Definitely, maybe not as subtle, but just putting a lot of. That's the most energy I think I've seen him put into a role outside of the Tropic Thunder cameo.
I would agree.
Okay.
Of these choices, I would like to see A Few Good Men at number 4.
All right, I'll give you that for a solid
Lieutenant
legal
Caffey.
drama. His playoff with Nicholson is really good.
I mean, he's great in The Firm too, but I don't know.
That one, no,
he is good in it.
He's good, but I don't think that's like his performance doesn't blow me away.
Correct. Yeah. Whereas in A Few Good Men, I mean, when he's up against Nicholson in the courtroom, it's like obviously that scene I had seen before, but the movie on the whole I hadn't seen.
Yeah, I can live with that.
So would you rather Magnolia, Frank Mackey, or Les Grossman from Tropic Thunder? Literally one of the great Cruise. It is one of the great performances.
That's actually tough.
You know what? I won't fight you on either one. Whatever you think belongs in the top 5.
You know what?
You
know what?
Because it ain't Reacher, I'll tell you that.
It's not Reacher.
It's not Reacher.
That's generic. That's a tough call because I think Magnolia is an excellent movie.
And it's interesting because he's supporting in both. It's not like any of them are his starring role movie.
Yeah, but I think to show how much he can do with like a small
range,
but also in a lot of ways a very similar character. Obviously, one's a little more comedic, but there's a similar presentation. I'm gonna go.
Are you gonna say it?
I'm gonna say the Tropic Thunder again because that one, everyone that stands out to me. That's the most memorable scene. Like I loved him in that.
Oh my
it was
God.
such a surprise. I will give it.
Wow.
Tough call. Like
I really
like the.
I actually didn't even have that on my top 5 because I thought, it's such a small role. I don't know.
The snob in me wants to say the Magnolia guy, but that's such an ensemble thing. I don't know.
It really is.
That just.
He is a very memorable part of Tropic Thunder.
It's tough
in such a small role
that he does so much with that.
But it does show his range though.
A lot.
I agree.
It's tough, but I think
I'm fine with it. Okay, so
I'm okay with it. It's like I said, this was a tough list because I have seen
he's got a lot of great roles.
Because I have seen so many of his movies.
When you his role in Collateral where he plays the villain, obviously that is
and like if you want to talk like about his acting chops, I mean him as a villain, but he's only really done that one film.
Yeah.
Which was
I think all of these ones that we've listed in the top 5
it's like definitive
are the Cruise archetypes.
Essentials.
The essentials.
Like he's played off deviated, but like we're not going for something like a Jack Reacher or the guy in Oblivion where it's kind of like safe.
Yeah.
Middle
and we love Edge of Tomorrow. But that is a character he's played certainly before and before.
If I was doing my top 5 favorite Tom Cruise movies purely, it'd be a very different list.
Yeah, if it was movies, it'd be different. I think Maguire would probably be the only one still on mine.
Probably.
Well, no, A Few Good Men, I guess, would be too. But yeah, certainly Rain Man would be on my list. But as a character, maybe not.
No, this one was tougher because I feel like he's had so many big hits, whereas Keaton kind of shows some things are a bit off the cuff.
That's true. Keaton was a little easier of a top 5 list to make.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here we have it. So number 1 is going to be Ethan Hunt from the Mission Impossible series, focusing on Ghost Protocol. If we have to, guns to our head, pick one. 2 is Jerry Maguire. 3, we're going to do Joel Goodson, Risky Business.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
I think that's a good choice.
That is.
And then Few Good Men, Lieutenant Daniel Caffey, number 4. And then the surprise, number 5. But I agree, it's
so hard,
It's
man.
Honestly an iconic role at this point for him.
It is.
Is Les Grossman in Tropic Thunder, and I would love to see the movie. the Grossman sequel or spinoff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get him to the Grossman, it'd be called. It'd be like how they spun Get him to the Greek, which was horrible,
I didn't
by the
like
way.
that. Was Jonah Hill
I didn't
that?
like it either. Yeah, he played the agent or whatever.
Talk about a movie funny in principle, but just not that.
Because Forgetting Sarah Marshall was so good, but you Get Him to the Greek was bad. Yeah. Anyways, get him to the Grossman would be mine.
I'll watch it. Indiegogo that Kickstarter that.
There you go.
Fund that one.
But then of course in theaters now with the Mission Impossible 6, and then coming soon I'm sure it's going to be horrible, Top Gun 2. And then we'll see what comes after that. One thing I did notice though, as going through the filmography yesterday, we talked years ago about every A-lister has done an animated voice except for Leo DiCaprio, but Tom Cruise has never done one.
Huh? No voice work for animated.
No voice work. Isn't that weird?
That's an easy job.
I know.
Well, not necessarily, but you'd think that for a quick, interesting.
Isn't that interesting?
That's really interesting. You never did a voiceover or anything.
No.
Huh?
I mean, maybe on TV or something. I was just looking at the films, but an animated film he's never done, which surprises me.
Well, I mean, to be fair, he seems like a guy who might be a bit of a method actor, really gets into his character, obviously very physical, doing his own stunts.
I guess that's true.
Maybe being too separate from it, that wouldn't be as good for him.
Yeah, maybe it's too much of a disconnect for him.
But I could totally see him giving it a shot sometime.
I think he'd be great.
He's got such a powerful, like, dynamic character to his voice. Just even like even just the voice of Grossman. Like, just would be entertaining. Animated around like an angry... Like, I could see him being like on
being anger from Inside Out kind of thing.
Yeah. Or if you want to go... I could really see him kind of being like an Adult Swim R-rated special kind of thing.
There you go. Yeah.
Something really nutty.
Yeah.
To let him let loose.
It's surprising.
Yeah, he's a very good actor.
Yes, he is, as we've discussed at length.
Yeah.
So that's an actor overview for this month. Next month we'll figure out. I think we have a couple of people in the pipeline for maybe later in the year.
Did we? Who were the couple?
Well, we had definitely talked about Blunt when Mary Poppins comes out because we love a good Blunt. Well, hey, we'll get to talk about Live, Die, Repeat again.
Yes, that might be more of a conversation.
Yeah. And I forget. We talked about Adams too. Maybe doing an Amy Adams one.
We need to get some more females
because I thought it'd be nice to get some actresses in the mix. But anyway, thanks for watching. Check out Merlin's stuff on his channel, and again, plenty of stuff to watch on this channel. We just did the Marvel Mondays thing.
How's your the Roseanne continuation going?
Yeah, Roseanne is over for now, but I guess when the Connors comes on in September or October, whenever that starts, I'll be doing that.
You're gonna do the Marvel things.
Yeah, Marvel things.
Disney thing maybe.
Disney, I hope. Yes. And
yeah, I
don't know.
Unless there's
more TV shows, I guess.
New ones, old ones.
Old ones, I think. But yeah, many things happening on the channel. But yeah, so thanks for joining as always. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye bye.